The Bay City Rollers are a Scottish pop rock band known for their worldwide teen idol popularity in the 1970s. They have been called the tartan teen sensations from Edinburgh, and the first of many acts heralded as the biggest group since the Beatles. The group's lineup had many changes over the years, but the classic lineup during its heyday included guitarists Eric Faulkner and Stuart John Wood, singer Les McKeown, bassist Alan Longmuir, and drummer Derek Longmuir. The lineup in 2018 includes guitarist Stuart John Wood, Woody, singer Ian Thompson, bassist Marcus Curdock, and drummer Jamie McGrory. History, early days and formation, 1966-1973. In 1964, a trio called the Ambassadors was formed in Edinburgh, Scotland, by 16-year-old Alan Longmuir on acoustic guitar, his younger brother Derek Longmuir on drums, and their older cousin Neil Porteous on acoustic guitar. The group never performed publicly under this name, just a family wedding where they covered Wake Up Little Susie. They changed their name to the Saxons, and Derek invited his school friend, Gordon "Nobby" Clark, to be the lead singer. Porteous moved from acoustic to electric guitar, and Alan Longmuir followed suit by changing to electric bass. The Saxons played occasional dance hall concerts while the band members completed their schooling or work. During the day, Alan apprenticed as a plumber. Porteous left the band in July 1965, with new guitarist Dave Pettigrew filling the spot after answering an advertisement placed by the band in an Edinburgh newspaper. Pettigrew was more advanced musically than the others, and pushed the band to improve. Their repertoire included American R&B/pop songs such as Please Mr. Postman and Heatwave. They played at least one gig at the Gunk Club as the Deadbeats, but they discovered a conflict. Another band was playing locally as Rock Bottom and the Deadbeats. While taking a technical class at Napier College, Alan met fellow plumbing student Gregory Ellison, who joined the Saxons on electric guitar, with Pettigrew shifting to keyboards. Gregory's older brother Mike joined as a second lead singer, allowing more complex harmonies, especially useful for the Motown songs they liked to perform. The band convinced Tim Patton, a former big band leader and influential local band and club manager, to audition them at the Longmuir's house. Patton booked them for a Thursday night at his club The Palais, then assigned them to open for the Hippo People at Top Story. Further gigs followed. More successful now, the Saxons moved out of the Longmuir's back room to practice in Hermiston at a church. They played a couple of contemporary Kinks numbers, but favored American songs, including a new one, C.C. Rider by Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. Desiring a better name for the band, they settled on Rollers, but needed a more powerful American-sounding term in front of that. They threw darts at a map of the United States, landing first on Arkansas, which did not meet anyone's approval, then throwing again to land near Bay City, Michigan. The band agreed on the name of the Bay City Rollers. Short-term members from this period included bassist David Patton from 1969 to 1970 and keyboardist Billy Lyle 1969-71, who went on to be founding members of another Edinburgh band, Violet. After signing with Bell Records, the band's first hit was Keep On Dancing, UK No. 9, 1971, a cover of a 1965 hit by the Gentrys. Upon this release's success, they made appearances on BBC One's Top of the Pops. Several non-charting singles were released over the following 2 years. This period saw the addition of long-term member guitarist Eric Faulkner. In mid-1973, they narrowly missed the UK singles chart with their fourth single, Saturday Night. By the end of 1973, Clark had become disillusioned with the band's musical direction and decided to leave just when his recording of Remember, Sha-La-La-La zoomed up the charts to no. 6. He was replaced as lead singer by Les McKeown. A couple of months later, in early 1974, what became known as the classic lineup was completed when guitarist John Devine was replaced by Stuart "Woody" Wood. British breakthrough, 1974-1975. In late 1973, McKeown recorded lead vocals on Remember, Sha-La-La-La, and the lead into a series of UK chart hits. 16-year-old Stuart Wood completed the Classic 5 lineup in February 1974, a week after the band had debuted the Remember single on Top of the Pops, in which John Devine had mimed the piano part, and by early 1975, the band were well on their way to achieving global success. The Classic 5 lineup consisted of Alan Longmuir, Derek Longmuir, Stuart "Woody" Wood, Eric Faulkner, and Les McKeown. Beginning with Remember, UK No. 6, the Rollers' popularity exploded, and they released a string of hits on the UK chart. Following in succession were Shang-a-Lang, UK No. 2, Summer Love Sensation, UK No. 3, and All of Me Loves All of You, UK No. 4. By early 1975, they were one of the biggest selling acts in the UK. That year saw a successful UK tour, which prompted newspaper headlines about the rise of Rollermania, a takeoff on Beatlemania a decade before. The Rollers were the subject of a 20-week UK television series, Shang-a-Lang. A cover of the Four Seasons, Bye, Baby, stayed at No. 1 in the UK for 6 weeks in March and April 1975, selling nearly 1 million copies to become the biggest seller of the year, and the subsequent single, Give a Little Love, topped the charts in July 1975, their second No. 1 hit. 2 full-length LP were produced during this period, Once Upon a Star, 1975, and Wouldn't You Like It? 1975. Faulkner and Wood undertook the majority of the songwriting duties. By this time, basically roller fans had a completely distinctive style of dress, the main elements of which were calf-length tartan trousers and tartan scarves. English singer-songwriter Nick Lowe wrote a jaundiced, in Lowe's words, hymn to the band titled Basically Rollers We Love You. The track was carefully sculpted to be poor enough to get Lowe out of a recording contract with United Artists, but the strategy backfired. You issued the record as by the Tartan Horde, which was the name given to Rollers fans in England, and it became a substantial hit in Japan. Lowe was obliged to record a follow-up song called Roller's Show, which did not meet with the same commercial success. This follow-up song was included on the US release of Lowe's first album, Pure Pop for Now People. World Impact, 1976. As the group's popularity swelled to superstardom in the UK, a concerted effort was made by Arista Records, the record company that evolved from Bell, to launch the Rollers in North America. New Arista head Clive Davis was instrumental in grooming and overseeing the project. His work paid off, as in late 1975, the Rollers reached No. 1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 with Saturday Night, the song that had missed the UK chart completely 2 years earlier. The Rollers gave the track their American debut via satellite link performance on Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell. In Canada, it fared equally well, hitting No. 1 on the RPM National Singles Chart on 10 January 1976. The Basically Rollers' 1975 album, North American release only, hit No. 1 in the same chart on 7 February. The second North American hit came with Money Honey, written by Faulkner, which hit No. 9 in the US. In Canada, it fared better, following its predecessor to the top, and giving them their second No. 1 in the RPM National Singles Chart on 13 March 1976. The North America/Japan release album Rock and Roll Love Letter, 1976, jumped from No. 25 to the top position in a single week in Canada, deposing their own Basically Rollers' 1975 album at No. 1 on the national chart on 27 March 1976, but only managed to achieve the No. 31 spot on the US Billboard chart. They were also extremely popular in Australia. One example of their popularity was put into the book about Countdown, the Australian TV music show, which ran from 1974-1987. Their 1976 appearance on Countdown coincided with a total eclipse of the sun. Director Ted Emery recalls, "There were thousands of kids done up in tartan pants that didn't reach the top of their shoes, constantly bashing on the plexiglass doors. They would do anything to get into that television studio. There's 200 kids bashing on the door, and the total eclipse of the sun occurred. I'd never seen one. On this day we all stopped in the studio, and the Rollers went up on the roof. We stood out there and watched the flowers close up, and all the automatic street lighting come on. It was chilling, the most fantastic thing you'd ever see. Downstairs the kids never turned around, staring into the plexiglass waiting to see the Rollers come out of the studio, go down the corridor, and into the canteen. They never noticed the total eclipse of the sun." By early 1976, the strain of success and the discomfort of being a man in his late 20s in a teen band had taken its toll on bassist Alan Longmuir, who decided to leave the group. He was replaced for 7 months by 17-year-old Ian Mitchell from Northern Ireland, the first band member born outside Edinburgh, Scotland. With Mitchell, the group released an album titled Dedication, 1976, and hit the charts with a cover version of the Dusty Springfield song, I Only Want to Be With You, which reached US No. 12, as well as Yesterday's Hero, featuring live material from a 1976 personal appearance in Toronto's Nathan Phillips Square, and Dedication. 1977-1979. As the Rollers' popularity waned, the shuffling of personnel continued. Mitchell quit the band. He was replaced by guitarist Pat Woodlin. Further struggles involved the direction of their sound, as the members wished to pursue more sophisticated styles. They settled on David Bowie's producer, Harry Maslin, and in August 1977 released It's a Game as a 4-piece group, comprising McKeown, Wood, Faulkner and Derek Longmuir. This game tour was recorded in 1977 at Japan's Budokan Hall, and was later released in 2001 as Roller World, live at the Budokan 1977. On the tour, they covered an unsuccessful 1973 single by String Driven Thing, It's a Game, to give them their final UK Top 20 hit #16 in May 1977. Oddly enough, this single provided them with their highest charting German hit, reaching No. 4 in the same year. The follow-up, You Made Me Believe in Magic, could only make No. 34 in July in the UK and No. 10 in the US, but this would be their final major success there too. New singer, new name. At the end of 1978, the band had split with McKeown, then fired manager Tim Patton shortly after, and decided to continue in a more new wave, rock-oriented sound. Their name was now the Rollers. South African-born Duncan Ford joined the band as new lead vocalist, guitarist and songwriter. With Fora, the lineup produced 3 albums: Elevator, 1979, Vox, 1980, and Ricochet, 1981. Following the expiry of the band's Arista contract, neither of the releases sold as well as expected, and they stopped touring by late 1981. 35 years after its release, The Federalist described Ricochet as a pop-rock masterpiece, demonstrating a maturity in the band's musical style. The V Club agreed, comparing Ricochet to the pop/new wave style of the Cars, and recommending the album V Rescued from Obscurity. 1980s-2000s. During the 1980s and 1990s, there were a few short tours. 7 past members played Japan in 1982, and again in 1983. A reunion album, Breakout, was released in Japan and Australia in 1985, and added drummer George Spencer. Breakout was written primarily by McKeown and Muglin with minor contributions from Faulkner, Wood, and Mitchell. In the late 1980s, a version of the band called the New Rollers was formed featuring Faulkner on lead vocals, Karen Prosser on vocals, Jason Medvec on guitar, Andy Box on bass, Mark Roberts on drums. The band toured extensively throughout the US and Canada as well as tours of the UK and Australia. This group also released an independent 5-song EP titled Party Hardy. In 1990, Stuart Wood and Alan Longmuir joined with Faulkner to tour under the Basshead Rollers name, and issued several CD of re-recordings of the old Roller tunes. The classic lineup, minus Eric Longmuir, performed the one-off New Year's Eve Millennium Concert, the last official Basshead Rollers concert, 1999-2000, in the shadow of Edinburgh Castle in Scotland. Interest was rekindled in the UK by various television documentaries about the group, and a new television advertised compilation of greatest hits, Very Best of the Basshead Rollers, entered the UK albums chart on release in 2004 at No. 11. Recent activity. On 22 September 2015, the Basshead Rollers, including McKeown, Stuart, Woody, Wood, and Alan Longmuir announced that they were reforming and would play a show at the Glasgow Barrowlands on 20 December. On 27 February 2018, Stuart, Woody, Wood announced that the new Basshead Rollers would be performing in Tokyo, Japan in June of the same year. The band comprises Woody on guitar, Ian Thompson on lead vocals and guitar, Marcus Cordock on bass, and Jamie McGrory on drums. Bassist Alan Longmuir died on 2 July 2018 after falling ill while on holiday with his wife in Mexico. His autobiography Ran with the Gang, My Life in and Out of the Basshead Rollers was published posthumously in November 2018. The book was written with Martin Knight. Financial disputes. According to the BBC, the Basshead Rollers sold 120 million records. In March 2007, 6 former members of the group, 4 plus the classic lineup, announced a lawsuit against Arista Records in hopes of claiming what they describe as tens of millions of dollars of unpaid royalties. Nobby Clark has threatened to sue the other band members if their lawsuit is successful, stating that he was the creative force behind the band's success, despite the fact that he left the group in 1973 before the bulk of their fame and fortune began. In September 2010, Gordon, Nobby, Clark, Ian Mitchell, and Pat Muglin filed a complaint in the courts in United States against the 6 members, 4 plus the classic lineup, over their being excluded from a case against Arista Records. Clark, Mitchell and Muglin were seeking to have their rights determined, and are also seeking financial damages against the other Basshead Rollers for alleged breach of contract. In 2013, a judge in the United States Circuit Court of Appeals ruled against the 3 due to the Statute of Frauds, which establishes that certain agreements must be in writing under certain conditions, with the appellate judge ruling, a claim for unjust enrichment must be based on the value of plaintiff's contribution to the joint effort of the band at the time it made the relevant records, not on the income stream resulting from a revival over 30 years later. In March 2011, a New York judge determined that the Bay City Rollers can move forward with their 4-year-old lawsuit against Arista Records, who themselves had denied responsibility for the majority of the royalties, claiming that the New York Statute of Limitations, which limits plaintiffs from recovering damages past 6 years in contract disputes, bars the Rollers' claims for royalties incurred prior to 2001. However, since the Rollers were able to show that Arista had continued to promise them their royalties in writing, the judge ruled that the statute was not applicable. Discography. Further reading. Bay City Rollers Portal. Book. Bay City Rollers. Bridget Taste. Heinz Eugen Taste. Why Whitest Vorbe. Ein Konzert. Ein Party und Melden aus der ganzen Welt. Coloragen. Visual Communication NR. 48. Scheller. 2016. ISBN 973-3-88842-048-1. 1952. Here in My Heart. Al Martino. 1953. I Believe, Frankie Lane. 1954. Secret Love, Doris Day. 1955. Rosemary, Slim Wigman. 1956. I'll Be Home, Pat Boone. 1957. Diana, Polenka. 1958. Jailhouse Rock, Elvis Presley. 1959. Living Doll, Cliff Richard, UK. 1960. It's Now or Never, Elvis Presley. 1961. Wooden Heart, Elvis Presley. 1962. I Remember You, Frankie Field, UK. 1963. She Loves You, The Beatles, UK. 1964. Can't Buy Me Love, The Beatles, UK. 1965. Tears, Ken God, UK. 1966. Green Grass of Home, Tom Jones, UK. 1967. Release Me, Engelbert Humperdinck, UK. 1968. Hey Jude, The Beatles, UK. 1969. Sugar, The Archies. 1970. The Wonder of You, Elvis Presley. 1971. My Sweet Lord, George Harrison, UK. 1972. Amazing Grace, Royal Scots Dragoon Guards, UK. 1973. I Love You Love Me Love, Gary Glitter, UK. 1974. Tiger Feet, Mud, UK. 1975. Bye Bye Baby, Bay City Rollers, UK. 1976. Save Your Kisses for Me, Brotherhood of Men, UK. 1977. My Love Kintyre / Girls School, Wings, UK. 1978. Rivers of Babylon / Brown Girl in the Ring, Boney M. 1979. Bright Eyes, Art Garfunkel. 1980. Don't Stand So Close to Me, The Police, UK. 1981. Tinted Love, Soft Cell, UK. 1982. Come On Eileen, Bex's Midnight Runners, UK. 1983. Karma Chameleon, Culture Club, UK. 1984. Do They Know It's Christmas? Band-Aid, UK. 1985. The Power of Love, Jennifer Rush. 1986. Don't Leave Me This Way, The Communards, UK. 1987. Never Gonna Give You Up, Rick Astley, UK. 1988. Mistletoe and Wine, Cliff Richard, UK. 1989. Right on Time, Black Box. 1990. Unchained Melody, The Righteous Brothers. 1991. Everything I Do It For You, Bryan Adams. 1992. I Will Always Love You, Whitney Houston. 1993. I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that, Meat Loaf. 1994. Love Is All Around, Wet, UK. 1995. Unchained Melody, Robson and Jerome, UK. 1996. Killing Me Softly, Fugees. 1997. Something About the Way You Look Tonight / Candle in the Wind 1997, Elton John, UK. 1998. Believe, Cher. 1999. Baby One More Time, Britney Spears. 2000. Can We Fix It? Bob the Builder, UK. 2001. It Wasn't Me, Shaggy featuring Rick Rock, UK. 2002. Anything Is Possible / Evergreen, Will Young, UK. 2003. Where Is the Love? The Black Eyed Peas. 2004. Do They Know It's Christmas? Ben 820 UK. 2005. Is This the Way to Amarillo? Tony Christie featuring Peter K. UK. 2006. Crazy, Gnarls Barkley. 2007. Bleeding Love, Leona Louise, UK. 2008. Hallelujah, Alexandra Burke, UK. 2009. Poker Face, Lady Gaga. 2010. Love the Way You Lie, Eminem featuring Rihanna. 2011. Someone Like You, Adele, UK. 2012. Somebody That I Used to Know, Gotti featuring Kimbra. 2013. Blurred Lines, Robin Thicke featuring T.I. and Pharrell Williams. 2014. Happy, Pharrell Williams. 2015. Uptown Funk, Mark Ronson, UK featuring Bruno Mars. 2016. One Dance, Drake featuring Wizkid and Kyla, UK. 2017. Shape of You, Ed Sheeran, UK. 2018. One Kiss, Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa, UK. BNF, CB 139,324,292, data. GND, 5,527,164-9. ISNI, 000000106717,668. LCCN, No 98,106,876. Music Branch, 28CC1F98-6-49D5-820AC973 2954B. NKC, MZK 2,3,210,512. NLA, 40,721,773. VIF, 149,417,326. World Catalog Entities by VIF, 149,417,326.